World building, such a challenge, but why? Is it because you can't use a whole lot of exposition or descriptions as you're bringing your reader into your world? Is it because of the complexity? There's so many different aspects that go into good world building. The characters, the people, the setting, the politics. Now, there's really only one way though to perfectly introduce everything into your world in like the first chapter to ensure that your readers don't get tired of the endless exposition and descriptions. This might be the most important world building advice that you'll ever hear or have heard so far. You see, in world building, you have to ask a question and then answer a question. But the question that you answer has to be different than the question that you ask. Let me explain. Now, in my story, there's these giant hornets. So you might want to mention how there's giant hornets. You can mention this in dialogue or exposition, but you just don't say anything else. This allows the readers to think, oh, what are these giant hornets? I want to find out more about them. I wonder what they really are. See, that asks a question. It's indirect though. It's really the reader asking the question from your lack of description. But remember, in a first chapter, and really in world building at all, you don't want to say too much. So after asking that question of what giant hornets are, you then have to lead your reader on for a little longer. And then instead of answering that question, you ask another question. So say in my story, right, I have these honey smiths who craft beautiful like golden jewelry out of honey that can be found in the giant hornets' hives. Now, I know that giant hornets don't make honey, or really hornets make honey at all, it's bees, but I think that you understand my point. We ask that question of what these honeysmiths are. We mention it somewhere in exposition or dialogue, which piques the reader's interest because they don't understand what a honeysmith is. So now, if you're paying attention, there's two questions going on left unanswered. We have what are giant hornets and what are honeysmiths. Now, this is where the cycle begins. We have to answer the first question, which is what are giant hornets? We do this either by action, description, or dialogue. Okay, now here's the key part. In your answer, you have to ask another question. So say in the question about the giant hornets, one curiosity might be where they live. The answer would be the outer kingdoms. Now that's another question because it indirectly asks the readers where these outer kingdoms are. The readers don't know, meaning that they have to further read to find out more. So you'll notice that as soon as we answer a question, we ask another question. It's almost like a answering and asking ladder, right? We have the first question, and then we have the second one. So that's to start the pattern, we'll say. This is start the cycle. And then we answer one question. And then we ask another question that stems from the answer. And then we just keep on going, right? We just keep on going. We keep on answering the oldest question. We don't answer the new question. The new question stems from the latest answer. This way, we keep readers intrigued by constantly giving them tidbits of information while also stringing them along with more and more questions. This is really the key to world building. It's how I did it in my own stories and how you can do it in your own. Remember, ask two questions, then answer the question, then ask another question. It's that simple. But really, not a whole lot of people talk about this. It's all about how in chapter one, pacing should be all right, or you shouldn't reveal too much in chapter one. But really, you can get the ball rolling with world building and truly show your character all that's included, the wonder of it all in chapter one, if you follow this structure, asking and answering questions. Now, if you would like more help with building your own world, writing your first chapter, getting a better story scope, story mapping, character arcs. If you need help with anything, you can book a call with me below. It's a totally free one-on-one coaching session with me. We can cover whatever you want. Say if you have like this really great idea for a story, but really don't know how to start the story off, we can actually sit down and write out the first few sentences of chapter 1, just to get you going. Or if you need help making this map for a world, maybe some help with character development or the character arc, all of these things I can help you with. So go down to the description, click the link, and I'll talk to you soon. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.